Hi, this is Mika Gobig of Gobig Coaching and Communication. Welcome to part 4 of 5 Steps to Greater Confidence. Today we're talking about review. So we had started with gauging where you stand on matters of confidence. Then we looked into conveying something where you felt confident, like your anchor story. Then embark, that was the last step, actually take action. And I hope you had an opportunity to do so. And now we're looking into evaluating, because the good news is that confidence is built on action and not on success, which means, in other words, confidence can be built on failure as well. And you see that I have failure in like quotes because I don't believe that it's failure necessarily. I definitely grew up in a first-time right culture, and it is hard to learn to accept things that don't go that well, but you can do it. I promise you will not die. It is perfectly okay. And those things happen. And we just have to see if there's a lesson to learn from it. So I wanted to share my favorite tool to review an action I have taken. Personally, I run this review every Sunday. I ask myself what went well, then what didn't go well, and what would I do differently. So let's analyze why I use this and how you can use that. So please always start with a positive. What went well? Let's say the scary thing you did and you wanted to be more confident about is applying for a job. So now I want you to write down what went well. Let's say you looked great. You slept well, you were well prepared, you were super polite, you answered this and this question well, all these things. You were on time, and it can be little things, right? Not all of these need to be huge. Write as much as you can come up with. Then, second, you go to what didn't go well. Maybe you fumbled around on a question. Maybe you didn't have a concise answer to one thing. Maybe you did mess up something on the technical interview. All these things happen. Maybe you, I don't know, tripped while walking into the room. Maybe you didn't connect well to one of the interviewers. So lots of things that could go here, but I really want you to start with the positive before going there, right? Because then you'll see it's not that bad. Don't write down more negatives than positives. That's my next recommendation. So you got that, and then you go to what would I do differently? And this is where I want to tell you that not everything that goes wrong has a lesson to learn attached. So I really want you to look at those things that didn't go too well and think about it. Really, is there anything you would do differently? Is there something you could do differently? Maybe there's not a lesson to learn about it. Like, for instance, yes, if you did not answer a question very concisely and you're like, oh, I could do that. Yeah, then put it down here. What would I do differently? Prepare that question. It comes up often enough. I want to be more concise. I need to have better stories prepped. I need to have more data when I tell my stories, whatever that is. But if that interviewer was just weird, you didn't connect, there was no vibe, that is not necessarily on you, right? So there might be a lesson to learn, but there might not. Maybe they had some stuff happening at home and that's why they were weird. Possible. So maybe the lesson to learn is that still a good time for you to talk? Maybe that, but not more than that. So, or maybe there's zero lesson for you to learn. Like, if technology on their end doesn't work, yes, that really sucks and that can really throw you off. and throw off the interview, but there's not much of a lesson to learn there, right? Those things happen. So this is really what I want you to look at then as an overall picture, because there are things that go well and there are things that don't go that well. And there are certain things you can learn from and others you just have to wade through, okay? And the really good thing is your brain, no matter how, stick with the interview, how well that interview went, your brain learned one thing. You remember the lizard brain I mentioned in video 1? You are still alive. That's all the lizard brain cares for. So, hey, success there. Huh? Your lizard brain doesn't care about if you get this job or another job or speak at the presentation. It is about survival. It's about you being safe. You navigated that challenge of staying alive successfully. Now your brain will make it easier for you to do the same thing again. That's how you build confidence on perceived failure, right? All right, that was step number 4, and I am looking forward to sharing step number 5 with you next.